Hey guys, I just want to give a quick look through of my bullet journal, just very brief to give an idea of what I'm using it for or what I did with my bullet journal and to show you that there are some mistakes or some things that are a work in progress. Um, and so let's start off with the journal that I do have. I have the Lookthrough 1917 in yellow, and it is an A5 medium dotted journal. And I really like this journal. It feels nice. It's nice and small and compact, but it's just enough space for a journal. They do have some larger ones, and I've seen pictures of those, and they just look a little too bulky for me. Maybe nicer if you needed to keep inventory of something, say if you had a store, or if you just wanted something a little bit heftier. But this is a good size, a nice size for your hands and for your daily things to do. The smaller ones might be a little too small. Maybe if you need one like on the go, just to kind of take notes and reference back to, or whatever works for you. But anyways, medium size, all that good stuff. And I really love this journal. I definitely will get more. Haven't filled out my name or contact info or anything, so there's that. The table of contents is really nice. It's all pre-marked, and the pages are all pre-numbered. So I really, really like that. So I don't have to sit there and write through, especially because, you'll be going through and then you'll skip a number and go back and be like, oh, I guess that number doesn't exist anymore. So this is nice. And I started filling in my weekly and daily spread on here, and I wish I wouldn't have done that because I have heard that you do tend to run out of lines. Because I mean, they give you enough space, but you really want to reserve this for things that you want to reference back to, so like collections and things like that, swatch pages. But I have heard if you keep the first couple pages blank, you can fill in your own. But I didn't find that out until after I'd already started writing in it, and I wrote a 2017 cover page. I'm still working on this. I'd gotten a brush pen, and I started, I was like, oh, hand lettering, like I can do that. That's easy. I wish I wouldn't have done that so quickly because I don't like the way it looks. It's kind of, I mean, it's okay. I'm not sure how I want to finish this. Maybe I'll do a watercolor wreath, but that's a little harder than it looks. And I've got my yearly calendar spread, which I really like the way this looks, nice and clean. And I've got my lines, and then I have these little bars on the side. Not sure what I want to do with that just yet. I might just do it by like season or like the how the weather was or temperature wise or how I was feeling. I might even just like do some like pretty washi or something that's like nice and seasonal. And then I have my goals for 2017, a lot more of a broader thing, just as a reference back to. I have little check boxes, but I mean, how can I check off being more positive than negative? That's kind of a more of a vague idea to remind myself. And then I have a January cover page, still working on that, and it's still blank, just trying to figure out what I want to do with that. And if I ever get more time, I like to go back. If I feel like working on my journal, I like to go back and work on stuff and I'm keeping it really simple for now because I don't want to overwhelm myself with focusing on making things pretty, because I feel like that's something I can do in my free time, and I can even block some time out in my journal. I like to sit at my journal in the morning when I wake up, and I'll make myself a cup of coffee, and I'll kind of go over things as my coffee is cooling down, and it's kind of like my, I guess, just morning routine now, which is pretty nice. I really enjoy it. So I've got my monthly spread and I have my monthly goals, and I try to set goals that are achievable for me and just a little more realistic. So I'm not going to be like, okay, I want to get up at 6 o'clock every morning every day for the first month. Like that's not how it works. I tend to sleep in pretty late, and I set my own schedule, so I stay up late and I sleep in late. But I want to be able to go to bed early and wake up early. So to be able to achieve something like that, I want to wean myself into it. So I set 5 days out of the month. And then I can follow my tracker and be able to do that. And that way, I won't feel so bad if I skip a day or skip a few days, and I can look at it as a whole, as the monthly as a whole, and I can just feel a little bit better and not feel so much pressure on myself. I don't really use the actual calendar bit that much, but I like the way it looks, so I'll probably keep it. And then I've got a weekly that I tried out, kind of meh. I felt like I restricted myself, and with the dinner and things like that. You can see the little arrow because we ate out this day, and then I just had to move everything over one day. And with this, I wanted to try laying out specific tasks that I wanted to do, and I try to accommodate it to what I'm doing that day as far as dinner. So like say if I've got a dinner that takes a little more work, I want to have my cleaning and stuff be a little bit more relaxed, and then I can balance it out like that so I'm not too overwhelmed one day. And then with this daily, it's really pretty, but I don't know how I feel about it. I like the reads. I like, obviously the date. The weather tracker was fun, and I like being able to know what the weather was going to be like that day. And I also have a moon phase tracker. I like the idea of this, but for me, it was a lot of work because I had to look up the moon phase and then, having to get out the circle template, and it's just, I'm just kind of mad about it. But with the weather tracker, it's really fun because I got these cute little stickers, and they're nice and clear, and they're a good size. I accidentally ordered too many cloudy ones. I was trying to order, the little suns because it tends to be sunnier here than overcast, but it is what it is. And then I have my water bowl here. I don't like the box. I like the way it looks, but it's kind of annoying to have to like line it up and then draw little lines. And I also have a sleep tracker on the days, but I have a Garmin watch, so it kind of does that for me. But it does kind of help to be able to see it. But it's annoying to have to like, okay, I went to bed at this time last night, and then I woke up at this time. So I didn't like that much. And then I had an empty space here originally, and I was going to do a free write at the end of the week to kind of recap how the beginning of the year was going in the first week, but I never got around to it, and so I decided to just go in and just do a little pretty, and I'm still working on this. And here I have my bookshelf, and I just drew some empty little books. So what I'm doing with this is writing in the title when I start a book, and then I will color it in as I finish. I've seen some people write in all the books that they want to read, but I decided not to do that, especially in case I decide to kind of veer off one way or the other, or say if my reading style changes up throughout the year. I do tend to get books that I don't read, so I didn't want to have too many listed books like that I have that I am not going to get around to reading. So I feel like this is a good way for me to track what I've actually read versus what I have. So this weekly I really like because it has the meals here, and then I have a pool of tasks that I want to do throughout the week. And this is helpful because I can refer back to this when I'm doing my daily, and then I can do, say if I want to do like 3 heavy cleaning things, and then the next day I can do like some more leisurely things. It doesn't leave me a whole lot of space, but it's nice and simple. If I were to do something like this, I might maybe do like a 2-page spread, but I mean most of the stuff I have to do throughout the week is cleaning, right now at least. So here is another daily that I was going through. It looks kind of like a weekly, but it's a daily. And I was just going through, and nice and simple. I took out a lot of stuff. I just kept my water tracker because that's an important goal for me. And then I have my tasks that I want to do as reminders. And then I have my broader to-dos, and then I've got some smaller to-dos like dishes. I'm not going to write dishes X amount of times in my weekly tracker. So I can write in smaller things or if things pop up, reminders to myself. So I've got that. And I really like this layout. I wish there was a little bit more. So maybe next week or next month I might add a little bit more, since I'm starting to get more like, washi and stickers and stamps and things like that, just to make it a little fun but still be easy and quick. I like this little banner, though it was kind of annoying to have to write around this and keep it nice and neat. So next time if I do something like this, I might lay down some scrap washi, and that way I can write over it and make it look nice, and then just tear off the washi. And then I started a hexapuff a day, and I have it on my tracker as more of a habit, and this is to be able to track how many I've made. And I got really lucky as I started drawing this, and it ends at 200, a nice even number for me. It's kind of annoying to have to draw all these boxes. I wish I would have done it on the computer, printed out, and then threw it in here. But again, it is what it is. And I used some different colored pens as little lines, and it was supposed to be an ombre effect, but the colors are so close together that you can't really tell. And then I started this, it says Rise and Shine, and this was a way for me to focus a little bit more on the positive things. And just more so, just not necessarily things like I'm thankful for, because in every day, I'd write, oh, thankful to have a roof over my head and food to eat and things like that. So I try to be a little bit more specific and going past that, of things that I enjoy, things that I'm thankful for in a specific sense, because I do tend to be a little more broad about it. So this was a way to kind of focus on positive things in my life, and I really like this. I try to do this in the morning when I'm having my coffee to kind of give a positive start to the day. I'm kind of meh about the actual like raise, but I kind of like it with it going larger like that. And as you can see in the beginning, I tried to keep it nice and even, but realized, it's not going to work out with the way that it's spread out through the pages. But I like the way this looks, and I'm gonna color in behind here at some point. I've got a master cleaning list. I've seen some people do it like, oh, this is what you want to do daily, weekly, and monthly, and so on. I like that, but it didn't really work for me because I tend to do it by room. So what I have is just like the rooms listed and like other cleaning stuff. This is for things that you do throughout the whole house, have the rooms listed. So I like this. This is a quick reference for me, and I can just kind of go and like, okay, I need to clean the bathroom, what do I need to do? And I can just like put all these things either in my daily or on a post-it or whatever. So this weekly I did the same as before, and then I just kind of made it a little bit prettier. And as you can see, I just wrote in pencil for different ideas. I like this. I feel like it did kind of limit me a little bit with space. The menu, the meal planning, I don't need that much space. Then maybe for the ideas or quote-unquote requests, I could use a little bit more space, but I tend to do that as I'm like on Pinterest on my phone or something, so I don't really need too much space for that, I guess. This is more so ideas for the next following week, because I don't like to have similar things too close together. And then weekly to do, I really just kind of felt like, I like that it's a pool, but I felt like I was a little more limited this week. I don't know if it's because there's less space or what. And then the daily looks very similar to last week, because I really did like the way it was set up. A different little banner. Still got to erase my pencil lines. Different little banner, nice and simple. And then I still have the little bar going through. I just didn't do the words behind it. Again, water tracker, date, general list. And this was kind of, I like this. Maybe I'll do like a weather tracker in this little empty space, since I have those stickers now. And then I started a little thing, and I had gotten a local wine that I really wanted to write about. And then a blank page, because I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday, and then maybe another free write section right there. Here's another thing that I'm working on, and then I have a 2017 knit goal. I tend to knit a lot of socks. I think socks are what I really like knitting, and I thought it was cute to have my little clothesline, even though you like lay them flat to dry. But anyways, this was cute. I'm not very good at drawing socks, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go back in with a pen or a liner. With this, I was looking at stamps, and it's kind of meh, so maybe I'll make my own stamp or find a sticker or something. Not sure I want to do that. I've got my toe-up socks I want to do 2 at a time, and then I do have these longer ones, which are supposed to be knee-highs, because I've never made a pair of knee-highs yet. I might keep knit goals on this page as well, and then do like, if I want to do like a sweater or whatever, I've got that space. Or maybe I'll have other craft goals here, maybe like a spinning goal. So I've got that blank for possibly something else, so I can kind of keep them together. And then here I have we're potty training, so I've got a little tracker here, and I'm just going to go in and write the dates, so we can kind of see how close in days that it's getting and how much easier it's getting. A little slow process, but we're starting, and then nothing else past that. And I do want to add, if you have a Lookthrough, which apparently stands for lighthouse. And I put a key back here. It does have this little pocket in the back, nice and nifty, and so I can put my little stickers in here. So that's nice, so especially if you're on the go a lot. I have seen some people take strips of washi and they'll put on like a piece of plastic, and you can buy them. You can buy them where they're like pre-cut and stuff. And you can just slide them right in there, and that's a nice, fun little thing. So there is my bullet journal. And it's pretty nice. I really enjoy it, and it's just something that has really worked for me, being able to have things done day to day and as a broader goal setting thing, and you can kind of see it as, you know, month to month or however works for you. And I really like that it's very flexible. If one week you really want to be ornate, versus another week if you're feeling really kind of like creatively burnt out, you can really make it work for you. And it's something that I've really enjoyed because it's a creative outlet for me, but I can still have, you know, my goals and my daily tasks, and it's all in one place. So that really, really works for me. It doesn't work for everybody because some people tend to overthink it, or maybe they don't need that creative outlet. But I'm just one of those people that I do need to be able to, I don't want to say express myself, but essentially, you know, if I need to color more, or draw more, or whatever, I tend to go to different things, and I have a lot of hobbies because of that. But it is what it is, and that's just how I am. So that was my bullet journal for 2017 and what I have so far. And so I hope that it gave a little bit of insight of how you can possibly set yours up, or, you know, if you're kind of, if you want to try one thing or the other, just remember that it is something that you want to keep for you, and, you know, what works for you. But that was my bullet journal.